Hey everybody. Um, Today we are reviewing the Sanctorum. I know the set came out a few years ago, but I got it, finally got it built. So I am ready to film the video for y'all. Here we are. There are 6 minifigs that comes in the set. Actually 7 minifigs that comes in the set. I feel like it should have had 2 more characters, but you can technically get them from 2 different, like you could get one of them from a different set, and then I think, actually you can get all of them from different sets. It's just like, it should have had a few more instead. But also, if you look up to the top here, we have Superman, Crypto, and a portal, which I will explain the portal and how it came to be. So let's get to the minifigs. Let's start off with Doctor Strange. Notice that the tree was missing, and so, I put it back on there. Trees can easily knock over, as you can see, like that. So, it doesn't take that much strength to throw it off. Anyways, so with Doctor Strange, he has these transparent, clear discs, which he uses for his powers, or I guess technically magic. Which they had a more detailed one in a different Sanctum, because there's 2 different Sanctums, which has the minifigs that I need, like 2 of them at least, or want. It was one from the Doctor Strange movie where it was just from the window from the very top, and the other one from the Infinity War, like Avengers Infinity War movie, had Coal Obsidian, which that's the other minifig I want. But I wanted the ancient one from the 2016 or 2017 Doctor Strange movie. So, I wanted that one. But anyways, thing is like, these are more orange. The other ones were almost like clear, but with like a little bit of like orange on it. His suit is technically not accurate to the movie, because this is more of a Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness suit, and technically the set is kind of based off that, but it does give 3 minifigs from that movie, from Avengers Infinity War, to make it like a mix. It's almost like the Avengers Tower, how it had parts of the time heist in it, and then it also had parts of where Avengers 2012 movie, and it was also had because technically the Avengers Tower wasn't even until Age of Ultron, and it was Stark Tower in Avengers, but they're basically the same thing, just a little different. But yeah, it was based off a few different movies, like 2012, because it was the New York battle. It was also based off of the scene where one detail from where where Thanos snapped and everybody disappeared, because it was Nick Fury's pager, and then there was also parts of the time heist from Avengers Endgame. So it was based off several movies, kind of like this one, just it's based off 2 different movies. But yeah, that's basically it. So his suit is a little different. I also changed it from this plastic one, because for whatever reason, I'm not a big fan of the plastic capes. I just prefer the original. I don't know if it's nostalgia or something, but it's I don't know. I just don't like these plastic capes. Now, this does look more detailed and cool because it looks like it's wavy. But, like I said, I just prefer these kind of capes, the cloth capes. So let's move on to our next minifig. Next minifig is Baron Mordo. That was Doctor Strange's friend in Doctor Strange 1. And he was in part 2 as a different multiverse guy. You know, is a different version of him. He's a part of the Illuminati, which it's sad because they kind of briefly talked about how just he started to go after Doctor Strange. Because if you remember in Doctor Strange 1, there was a post-credit scene where he ended up taking someone's powers, like the guy who ended up getting paralyzed, like from the waist down, after he came to the Ancient One for help for magic, and so he was able to walk again. So he came and took his powers because he turned into a bad guy, because he just didn't know who to believe anymore, because the Ancient One was apparently pulling magic from the Dark Realm, so he didn't trust her anymore. Well, and then she also, died at, halfway through the movie, just over half, I don't know. But either way, that's Baron Mordo. It's kind of sad that he didn't get any legs, any leg printing. Obviously, he's got legs, but didn't get any leg printing. He has two faces. He has this expression, and he's also got this other expression where he's kind of happy and a little mad. So that's him. I forgot to show Doctor Strange's two heads. It's honestly the same as every other version of Doctor Strange. It's like mad face, and then this happy grinning smile face. So I mean, it's the same. I think his hair was a little different. Doctor Strange's, by the way, in the normal set though. I think it was more like a messy hairstyle, kind of like how I think trying to think of his name, because oh yeah, Cyclops in the Lego X-Men jet had different hair. This is the real set. It's just I got it and it was already pre-owned. I just had to rebuild it, and they gave me the minifigs. It's just, I guess the hair was different though. That's all. Unless maybe that was the 2018 Infinity War Sanctum, which, like I said, came with Cold Obsidian. I wish I did have him. Which, yeah, I wish I had him. Not Doctor Strange. Ancient One and what's her name? America Chavez, which she was also in the Multiverse of Madness movie, but she ended up, not making it in this set. But she also made it in a different set though too. So at least there is a version of her that I can get out there eventually. So, let's get to the next minifig. Spider-Man is my probably favorite of this set. Because, I mean, for one, he's Spider-Man, and two, he's also got the most printing. Because, so for example, he's got leg printing, a little bit of feet printing, got arm printing, and then obviously he's just got normal back printing, and just all of that normal stuff. So he is the most detailed character. That's one of the reasons why I like him the best. Once again, this is how this connects to Infinity War. There's not really much to say about him though, because he's just Spider-Man, and he's just from the one from Infinity War. He basically the same one from Homecoming and Civil War. I think it just looks a little different from those movies, except for this one though. I think this one's the same as Homecoming. Captain America: Civil War, I think, slightly different by the symbol on his the spider symbol on his chest. But otherwise, let's head to Iron Man. Here is Iron Man, and as you see this thingy. This is actually technically supposed to be Doctor Strange's magic thing, but I feel like it looks more like Iron Man's little blaster thing, because it's always blue in the movies. There was only one scene, because I actually have been saying in the past there was never any scene where he has, but I think in Infinity War there was one scene where it was blue. Otherwise, it's always red. His rocket boosters, his blasters, and it was from his little back piece, but his arms though, his hands and his legs, they're always red, like orange, and more fire looking. Same with the comics. Every comic I've seen with Iron Man always has orange. It is never red. So, that's basically the only complaint, but so I just gave him this piece. And you'll see why he's blasting it in just a second. But anyways, he's also got, kind of almost like Spider-Man's, just not as detailed. He does have the feet printing, the leg printing, and the body printing, but no arm printing. There's a little bit of back printing like normal, but, face printing, just normal. Once again, I know people hate this type of helmet, but I feel like this works better for when it is supposed to be the nanotechnology suit. So I think it is perfect, at least for this set. Otherwise, I don't think it should be in any more sets, or in any set that is supposed to have Iron Man as, Iron Man as from his original movies, up until Captain America: Civil War. Captain America: Civil War is where I would say the nanotechnology started. It was kind of a mixture of both. It was like part machine and part nanotech, but it was kind of, I think, mostly nanotech, because it was just this one scene in Civil War where his helmet flips back. So, here's the scene now.
Wow, it's so weird how you run into people at the airport. Don't you think that's weird? Definitely weird.
But anyways, yeah, that's basically it. He's got two face printings. That one and then this one. So, that's it. This is why Iron Man had the blast piece. Basically, yeah, it's just, he was fighting, Ebony Maw. He's got no face printing because he's bald, so, but he's got some back printing, a little bit on the face, a little bit of back printing on the back. No leg printing, which kind of sucks because, once again, it's like a $200 set, no leg printing. Arm printing, I'd be fine without arm printing, but I mean, it just looks more like bare. So, I don't know. But, got a cool torso printing, and then got these weird little thingy. That is Ebony Maw. Let's go to Wong. So, Wong is good now. He's got no arm printing, which he had no leg printing though either. I actually, there was a video of a person, his name is Brickaniac, that's his YouTube channel, and he's fixed his sets, so I do recommend you go watch him. But basically what I saw him do is he just gave Wong Doctor Strange legs, and now he looks better. So thank you, Brickaniac. So he's got no head printing, back head printing, by the way, because once again, he's a bald character. So, you know, he's just got his normal face, which otherwise I think he's perfect, especially, you know, now that he's got leg printing. So, once again, thank you, Brickaniac. Let's go to the character he is fighting. This is Sinister Strange. He already came with the, I think, normal Doctor Strange legs. Also, just his own little printing, because he's from a different multiverse. He's got this face print. He kind of looks like Doctor Strange, just more like, almost like a pale green. Not really green, almost looks tan too. I don't really know. He just looks very pale, I guess. He's got a print on his face with a third eye, and then he's also got a print on his face that kind of just looks like Doctor Strange smirking smile, just with like a different face color, because, you know, he's like, I guess he almost looks dead. I don't really know how to explain him. But he got a hold of the Darkhold magic, so yeah. There was actually, I was wrong about the count of minifigs. There's actually 8, so we will head to the one I was excluding. This is obviously Wanda. She has her little magic that she has there. She's also got this cool head printing, actually. I really enjoy it because it has like the little mask thingy she has. As you can see her face, she's like mad and, you know, ready to fight. Because she got a part of the Darkhold magic. And then this is her face. She comes with this little skirt piece, which is cool. Which I've seen people just instead, I think even Brickaniac, take leg printing from the CMF version of her, which I don't have her. I might in the future, I don't know. Just give her normal leg printing. But, yeah, that's basically it. They just replaced the legs with the CMF version, which already had her skirt, so, you know, you don't need this real cloth skirt, which I don't know which one I would rather. I would probably take, you know, the real skirt over the leg printing, but I don't know. That one would be pretty close match. Let's head on to the next minifig. Here is dead Doctor Strange, which they actually buried in the movie. Yeah, so they buried him in the movie. He comes with the hairpiece from actually the Iron Man Hall of Armor 2022. This is the hairpiece that, what's his name? Whiplash had when you give him his normal head, or at least take off his helmet and give him his hair. Same head. Hairpiece. He has no back face printing, but he's got, like, you know, a little bit of, like, dirty stuff on him. He has got back printing here. He's also got, you know, leg and arm printing. You can see it's a little, like, dirty and scuffed up because, you know, he's supposed to be dead and, you know, buried. So, let's head on to the build. This is the front build or whatever. As we can see, there is Doctor Strange about to have to fight Baron Mordo. And you can see a portal here. You can see a portal right here for either him getting out but I want it to be for my next video which actually doesn't really make sense, though, for why it would be that way. And you'll see why. But, yeah, so here is a letter over here with, I don't know whose that name is, but as you can see, a name. I don't know who that is, though. Just some random letter. I think it was actually supposed to be over here, on this side of the Sanctum, by the way, where Iron Man is. But you can see Spider-Man about to swing away. There's the doors. They can actually open and close. You'll have to have the Sanctum taken off by sections because they can. So I think the letter was actually oh yeah, you can also open and close this door. That's cool. Then here's some other stuff from a different newspaper, from Law Times, which it just would have made more sense if that was the Daily Bugle, but it's okay. It's just like, it would have just made so much more sense for it to be the Daily Bugle, because this actually came out a year after the Daily Bugle. The Daily Bugle came out in 2021. This came out in 2022. The Avengers Tower came out in 2023. And then the X-Men Mansion came out in 2024. But anyways, let's get back into the build. This is what the letter was supposed to be, though. Here's, this thingy. Once again, just wish it was the Daily Bugle. This is where the trash can was supposed to go, but I moved it to the back like normal, normal sets, because, it would just kind of be in the way if I wanted to put a minifig here. So I moved it to the back like a normal set has, which these were already there. So I guess they already thought of that option if people just want to move it. So if they did, thank you, Lego, but I don't know if they did, so I don't know. It's whatever. Just, I'd rather it be like back here, because it just kind of makes more sense. This is the alleyway. As you can see, there's just a few boxes. You can set another minifig right here. This is where they will connect the sets and whatnot. So yeah, that'll work out. This is where the thingy was, which now you can't really take it off because there is no hole. I just didn't want it to, like, I just don't like, I just didn't want there to be a giant hole. So I actually moved it and, I just replaced it with different pieces where it closes up but the same height. So, there's no more of a hole, which did have a portal to the, I think the Commentage with the, Time Stone. Here's the other alleyway. You can also just connect it here to different sets if you want to. You can connect different sets back here, like I said. It's just like this is supposed to be like the end of the sidewalk, as you can see, because this is a corner set. So, it would go like this, and there would have to be another set right here on this side. But anyways, that's it on the bottom part. The top part here, though, has a lot of details, just kind of looks cool. There's a few studs for some minifigs. Like if you wanted Spider-Man, you could technically have Wong and Sinister Strange fighting right there. But the thing is they would be in the way of the blast and just in the way of them fighting. So, like, I just kind of had them on the roof, which I'll show you in just a moment. Here's the back, and you can see these thingies right here that can slide, which I will show you why they slide in just a moment also. Once again, same too as this. This actually had the monster coming out, and there was like holes, and you know, I just didn't want there to be holes in the Sanctum, so I just used this. I just replaced them with normal pieces. Yeah. So on to the roof here. Let's see. This is the roof, and as you can see, you know, looks cool. Has that window piece, and there is Sinister Strange and Wong fighting Superman and Crypto. You know, some more windows. The back piece, the back panel, is the only wall part that can come out from the outside, because you know it has this little hook thing, and as you can see from the inside of the Sanctum, there's some stuff, and we will show you that. I will show you that later. So back to, actually, I said at the beginning I would explain why, you know, there was that portal and where it came from, whatever. But yeah, you can see Superman and Crypto flying, which, you know, I just want them in the city somehow, so, you know, which I got a lot of minifigs just, like, jam-packed onto the Daily Bugle. No, not Daily Bugle, I don't have that yet. The Avengers Tower, the X-Men Mansion, and the, whatever it's been called. So the Ghostbusters Tower. So I just have Superman Crypto. But anyways, the portal, where that came from, is obviously from Multiverse of Madness. I got it from a TikToker, and well, I thought it was a good idea to have, you know, America Chavez coming out over here, because, you know, this is, you know, portal. This can be any timeline, so this could be after she learned her powers, so, you know, she's coming to help or get help from Doctor Strange. Or it could be she just popped out of, you know, this multiverse out of randomness because she doesn't know her powers, you know? There's no telling. It could be whatever you want. I will give you the TikToker momentarily. This is from Brickaniac, though. Same video where he changed Wong's legs and, you know, changed Wong's legs to be better. And there was that other minifig I said, I think Ebony Maw, where he gave him leg printing. No. It was Wanda, where she had, you know, whatever, Scarlet Witch. So this thing can actually open up over here like a thing, and you can see Sinister Strange in there because, you know, they did block him off. So, you know, that was kind of cool. Technically, this isn't supposed to be garden. This is actually supposed to be brick, because in the movie it was brick. But it does look better as a guardian, so as a garden. I don't know why I said guardian, which, speaking of, I actually got a Guardians of the Galaxy Milano, and that will be in some other video. I don't know when. But anyways, there is the outside of the Sanctum. Let's head on to the inside. As you can see, they can be taken off in sections. Here's the room. I think here's the room, and this is the, I think this is a different section of the roof, though. And then this is just a room, which I think it's technically supposed to be taller in the movie, though, by the way. Just either way, doesn't really matter. Getting into the video, there is a grandfather clock, and like I said, the doors can be opened and closed. The TikToker I got that idea from as for the little like portal for America Chavez is OP bricks or OB bricks. And I was just scrolling one night, and it was like what the whole videos was like day something out of like 50, putting whatever people comment in the comments into my Lego city. So, you know, and then ended up scrolling past that, and I was like, hey, that's actually a really good idea. So I made it for myself, and, you know, it actually looks good, and, you know, thank you, Obi Bricks. So, back to the next thing is, like I said, those can close. There's a grandfather clock. There's just some random stuff over here. There is a phone back here. Or actually, no, that's the x-ray of Doctor Strange's hand. You know, a box that says Wong's stuff. There's a little travel guide here. A little pizza box. Some cool steps. I actually did change this because it was just normal bricks. Like just studded plank or whatever. But there's a bunch of other random stuff. This chair piece here can actually... Well, never mind, it can't do that anymore. It could come out before. But, yeah, so that's basically it on this set here. This was just normal planks. By the way, under here, under this little wall, you can open this up and, you know, take this off. And there's a different area. There's like a little fridge, and that's where the phone is. There's just some random junk. So, you know, that was cool. So let's head on to the next floor. Next floor, and as you can see, the steps lead up to here. And this wall right here is where the weird monster thing was supposed to be coming out of. It's just like I said, I didn't want holes to be in it because it was Technic pieces or whatever. So I just replaced it, so now you can open it from here. So you can just push it out like that. And then here's just some random stuff, bookshelves with other letters and random printed stuff, you know, just to fill up the Sanctum like how it was in the movies. And if you look in the Sanctum, in that door, there is like a weird space looking thing. And you know, in the movies he could change it, but it was a clear door though, to be fair though. And that is what the air conditioners do from the back, is, you know, you push them and they end up taking you to a different location, you know. So that is why there was those AC units in the back. So let's head up to the last floors. Like I said, the very top can come off. So there's a bunch of other random junk, and that's where the door, or not the door, the wall that could come off, wall panel, with the Captain America sign come off at. So, you know, we put that on there. But yeah, that's about it. There's also a staircase here that, you know, has where you can go down. Obviously there is no stairs on it, so it's just kind of like a giant drop. But, you know, I mean, they didn't really build that, you know, since it'd be a long way down to the floor. Which technically could have just had these as two sections, but like the bottom middle section. But anyways, there's like a chest with like, I think jewels in it. Just some random junk in it, you know. I can open it. Here we go. No, not jewels. It's like I guess a scroll or something. Just some other stuff like night stuff. There's a fire extinguisher. Random weird lamp. You know, I think that was from the movie. Not really sure. just some other stuff. Here's the window, which can kind of be pushed a little bit, you know, not by much. And then here is other stuff on the other wall. It's like a knight helmet, I think. Weird little like cup, I think. Skeleton on the wall, and little hat, like what I think Winwoo or whatever wears from Lego Ninjago. I may have just messed up the name real bad. I don't remember his name. I haven't watched that show in years. But the spear on the wall too. Just hat that what's his name wears from Ninjago, the master. The little axes on the wall. And then as we can see, the last floor, we can put this on top of here like that. And here we are with Superman, Crypto, the little portal thingy, and he's flying through. So that is the whole set there. I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye.